There's a big difference between having a good credit score and having a good profile. If you have negative items on your credit report, like inquiries, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, repossessions, you gotta fix the credit. Hire someone to fix your credit. Learn how to fix your credit yourself or join my community and we could do it together. Start your dreams, start getting some new capital, start getting more capital, start increasing your incomes. Let's get active. Peace and blessings, family. Welcome back to another special episode on the Prada Jones page. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep the conversation going. So today I want to tell you guys how credit changed my life. There's no secret in the fact that everybody in America seems like they're struggling right now. You look at your left, you look at your right, you ask your mom, you ask your dad, you ask your cousins, you ask your brothers. Everybody seems like they're strapped for cash at the moment. And I don't like the trend. What are we gonna do to change this? What are we gonna do to increase revenue, increase our income, so we can start taking trips when we want, when we can start doing things that we like to do, eating out more if we choose to do so? Nobody really seems to have any solutions other than maybe get another job, all right, possibly invest in some stocks if you know anything about stocks, but no one's really saying, hey, I can invest in real estate and get extra income and possibly even replace my 9-to-5 income and no longer go to my job. Before we get into real estate and how it helped me change my life, I want to tell you guys how credit changed my life. Once again, there's no secret. Americans are broke. We're broke as hell. Look in your bank account right now. Do you have $100,000 in it? I'll wait. I don't think so. And for most of us, it's the same thing, right? I didn't have $100,000 in my bank account until I started investing. Learning how to become an investor changed my life completely. But most are gonna say, well, I don't have money to invest. I don't have the money that it takes to invest in a business, into stocks, into real estate. So what do you have to do? There's one thing that any and everybody in America can do. As long as you're 18 and older and you have a social security number, you can invest in your credits. That's right, your credit. Everybody in America can build good credit. Why must you build good credit? Because credit will allow you to leverage and get access to the capital that you need to make these investments. This is how I changed my life, all right? It's the 3S process, okay? The 3S process. We call it structure, sequence, and strategy. Let's talk about structure. Structure is anything under the sun when it comes to fixing your credit, building your personal credit, and building your business credit the proper way, okay? This process, this strategy, this sequence cannot work if you don't fix your credit. If you have negative items on your credit report, like inquiries, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, repossessions, you cannot do this method. That's why the foundation of this process is structure. You gotta fix the credit. Hire someone to fix your credit. Learn how to fix your credit yourself or join my community and we could do it together. Once you fix your credit and you actually have a decent credit score, it doesn't stop there. You need to focus on actually building the profile. There's a big difference between having a good credit score and having a good profile, all right? So let's talk about the profile for a minute. Having a good profile means you have tier 1 to tier 3 credit cards, not tier 4. You're gonna ask me, what's a tier 1? What's a tier 2? What's a tier 3? And what's a tier 4 and why shouldn't we have it? That's your Citibank, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. Tier 2s are your regional bank. That's like Key Bank, TD Bank. You have M&T, you have Capital One, you have American Express, you have Discover, and so many others that fall in that tier 2 category. And tier 3, that's your community banks and your credit unions. Now, those are the only 3 tiers that you should be focused on getting credit cards from to show on your credit report. Other than that, you're dealing with tier 4s. And the reason why we don't do tier 4s is because you're not building a true bank relationship by having these tier 4 credit cards. These are your merchant credit cards. These are your store cards. These are the credit cards from small institutions that you can't even get a bank account with, like Merrick Bank, Open Sky, all right, Frontier, First Premier, Okay, when we start talking about Macy's credit card, J.C. Penney, all right, we're talking about all these store cards that make you look like a consumer on the credit report. That's the big difference here, family. We want to look like we're true borrowers, right? Professional borrowers, not actual consumers. Consumers have a lot of consumer debt not associated with any type of investment, all right? So don't do that. So now once we fix our personal credit, we actually build good profile, right? We now need to focus on business profile. You focus on your business profile by making sure you have the business ingredients, okay? The business ingredients like your business address, business phone number, business email, your business website, okay? These are the things that you need to make sure that your business profile is structured and you actually look like a true business, not a fly-by-night business, all right? Now, we get through structure, we start discussing sequence. Sequence is just where we're going to go to get the access to the capital that we need to run the play. And the play here is real estate. Where are you gonna go? This is the big misconception online that I see, that people don't understand where they gotta go to actually access the capital. You got places like Chase. You get the Chase Inc. credit card, $50,000 to $100,000, no docs, stated income only. All right, you have places like PNC Bank that give you a line of credit and a credit card when you do an application with them. These are all business applications. So what we do here is we figure out the 3 credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and we figure out what banks pull from each credit bureau. Once we understand that sequence, we'll now start going to these banks doing hard credit pulls per credit bureau. They call this credit card stacking, but it goes way beyond credit card stacking. You can also do this with lines of credit. Now, that structure, that sequence, the final S is to do your strategy. Strategy involves anything under the sun that makes you money, okay? For me, I purchase businesses, I do business acquisitions, and I invest in real estate. Outside of coaching, those are my only 2 investments that I focus on, all right? My real estate umbrella also goes deeper from fix and flips, buying holds, and even Airbnbs and corporate housing. And when it comes to business acquisitions, I make sure I do my due diligence before I purchase. Now, let's talk about real estate. A particular house I'm standing in, for example, I paid $85,000 for this house. I invested $175,000 in the actual rehab costs, and the ARV on this property is $420,000. Doing a deal like this, $160,000 gross profit, all right? Now, let's just break down a few things about how I got into this, okay? How do I actually do this? How do you actually invest in real estate? Well, I gave you the credit profile. I taught you how to go and get the money from the banks, right? Now you have to invest in a strategy. The strategy here is a fix and flip, all right? So when you're doing a fix and flip, you want to make sure that you know these 3 main things. Always, what's the purchase price? What's the rehab cost, and what's the after repair value? And once you understand that, you can start looking into fix and flips, buying holds, and just doing real estate as a whole. I hope this helps someone out there. Start your dreams, start getting some new capital, start getting more capital, start increasing your income, start having something different. Do something different, okay? We can't just stick with our 9-to-5 incomes and think we're gonna change. If you don't make a change, then nothing happens. If nothing happens, to be honest. All right, peace and blessings, family. Let's get active.